2024 of Miss South Africa introduced new conversations. Now, me being a broadcaster, a media person, I think this is a good thing. It is a pity that it being a good thing is with the understanding that it was not good for everyone. But let me tell you what I mean. I'm a conversationalist by nature, outside of the fact that I do radio, I have a podcast, I have a talk show. I love conversations because I think it brings us closer to understanding one another, and that in turn brings us closer to understanding ourselves. South Africa released a statement last week confirming that her mother's South African, she has an ID. People will do what they and believe what they want to. I don't even know what to say, but I just want this week over and done with. We have to, no, people are vile and disgusting. I saw somewhere they're saying that they're going to be marching at the Miss SA offices, and I laughed because what offices? 2024 exposed us to having conversations of underlying challenges that we face in our country, and we all live in weird bubbles and silos of our worlds. Some of the bubbles and silos are being a black woman, where I have unique experiences that in my bubble and silo others would never understand. Other silos are middle class silos. The fact that I have a car, the fact that I can buy my vegetables chopped, the fact that I can eat dinner at a restaurant in Parkhurst. That is its own unique life experience and silo and bubble that I live in. Other silos and bubbles include people that live kukasi, unemployed, hustling, desperate for opportunities, and seeing people that have not had the same struggle as them, that have not had the same upbringing of them, coming from elsewhere and taking opportunities that they feel should be theirs.
I think that you just need to tell everybody to take a breath. I'm dealing with this at high levels from a ministerial perspective. There's going to be a statement that is going to be joined with the Home Affairs Minister, just to nullify this entire conversation to a point that we feel is reasonable.
Yeah. Because I also get nervous about, us overexposing Chi-Chi, you know what I mean?
So all of that to say, 2024 opened up important conversations of issues that are not new. These issues have been around for long, but they needed something, they needed a vehicle, they needed some kind of explosion to take the conversation to a national level. So you might think, hey, some of the things that happened in Miss South Africa was about one girl. No. That one girl represented much bigger problems and issues in our country. From a political standpoint, from an everyday lived experience standpoint, and for the first time in a long time, many people in many different silos and bubbles, be it based on class, be it based on employment status, be it based on where you were born. All of these things, we were all forced to have a conversation together with leaders, with politicians, with individuals, with young people, with older people. Even the silo of social media is a silo that is not the same lived experience of people that aren't on social media.
The moment I muted so many words, my life got better. I barely see anything, and when people tag me on stuff, I literally go and mute the person because I don't want to be exposed to anything. Like, I felt like I was losing my mind last week.
Yeah.
Like, I'm feeling much better today.
It will go away as soon as I do this interview, but I need all my ducks in a row.
No, of course. And I think the way you're going about it is the correct way. People that don't want to believe can always turn around and say they paid for it, there's corruption.
So this is the first time I can say from even being a fan of Miss South Africa from many years ago, I'm talking an 8-year-old, that there are conversations that are happening because of a pageant. Because now the work is beginning. The pageant is doing what it needs to be doing, where you have a person representing a country that certain conversations need to be had that are uncomfortable, that are painful, that are difficult, because we don't all agree. And even when we do agree in principle on a certain belief, we don't agree on what the solution is. And even if we do agree on what the solution is, we're not agreeing on how to get from point A of challenge to point B of solution.
Where did you guys share the statement? To the press?
Yeah, the press.
I didn't see it anyway.
And we shared it to all the judges, and I shared it with the sponsors and everybody.
Yeah, I hear you.
And it's not the first time I've issued a statement like that. 3 weeks ago, we went out with exactly the same sentiment. She's South African. The mother's South African. She meets all the eligibility requirements. There's nothing more for us to say, Les.
Yeah. No, there isn't. There isn't anything else to say. Bottom line. Okay, the week is nearly done. Let's put our heads down and work. And then we take it from there.
So one thing I can say about 2024 is it opened up a can of conversations that we have needed to have as South Africans. From everything, like what opportunities are available for young people, to what makes you South African, to the gaps and holes in our government departments, to the importance of an ID, the importance of identity, the importance of who represents who, the importance of whose voice matters. If anything, while the Miss South Africa 2024 was a very challenging experience for everybody involved, and I say that truthfully, it may not seem like it because of conversations online, but it was a very challenging experience because real people's lives were affected on all fronts. It needed to get to this point for us to start to move forward. And that's one thing I am happy about, that this pageant is going into spaces of us being able to identify where we need to heal, us being able to identify where we need to repair, where we need to fix, where we need to grow. More importantly, the conversations we need to have. And I think for me, that is the future of pageantry. It's not just the outfits, it's not just the glam, it's not just the sash, it's not just the crown. It's the fact that someone can go through a process and be a part of moving a country forward.
Main pillars is duty, and that's service above self. So of course, you know, a priority and something that's ingrained in both the South African organisation as well as, of course, these young women is that, and showcasing any social ills and trying to bring about change in them. And we really prioritise having these young women's voices heard.
Why does this thing do this?
Of where we see faults in certain social circumstances, whether it be education, mental health, a college education, and so on, gender-based violence. And these are...
Is the Miss South Africa Chief Executive Officer, and as I explained in the beginning, this is not a conversation about a single contestant, but I think you can read between the lines in terms of the rigorous vetting process, the fact that they only deal with facts, and as she said, for you to be an entrant, to qualify, to be eligible, you have to be South African.
She did good.
EWN.
I wonder if they got the Home
28 after
Affairs
7, let's get straight into business news.
person. The Home Affairs one.
Yeah, what about it?
Has he done a statement yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
But I'm sure it's coming.
All right. Keep me posted. Well done. At least it's done. You can, focus
Yeah.
now.
You to have a mirror held up for you to see what you're not seeing every day. And this pageant, this experience was a massive mirror being held up to us as South Africans and us as Africans. We don't have all the answers. I don't have the answers. There's so many answers I don't have. But what I will say is, I genuinely believe that majority of people have the best intentions and come from a good place, irrespective of whether I agree or disagree with how they go about it. We all want a sense of community. We all want a sense of being seen, being heard. We also all want a sense of stability and security. Isn't that what the African dream is? And these are the questions we need to ask ourselves. What is the African dream? What is the South African dream? And when you see that mirror held up in front of you, what do you see? And do you like what you see?